Trump's rhetoric is negatively impacting our schools and our kids in ways we've never seen before.
Because someday they'll name the wall Trump Wall.
Build that wall. Build that wall.
She was called every name in the book, including racial slurs.
Knock the crap out of them, would you? Seriously.
I think Islam hates us.
What does it say to our children when someone running for president vilifies their religion, their community, denigrates women, mocks the disabled, and mainstreams meanness and cruelty? And just as important, what does it say to students who may be inclined towards bullying or bigotry?
Some of the chants by Andrean High School fans at last night's game were racist.
A student ran down the school hallways yelling, "Let's build a wall."
Makes me sad seeing that everybody's just hating on each other.
We saw newspaper reports and television reports of incidents at high school basketball games. And so we said, hey, if this is happening at a sporting event, what's happening in classrooms, the cafeteria, the hallways? And so we decided to send a survey to teachers and find out. We had 2,000 responses, over 1,000 times mentioning the name Trump. Many, many teachers said to us, thank God someone's looking at this. I thought it was just my school. We've heard lots of stories of groups of kids standing around a lone child chanting Trump, 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 almost as if the word itself is a threat.
With this campaign, it's something that's okay to say now out loud. It used to just be inside feelings, but now it's like I can come out and say everything I want to say about this.
Teachers described Latino, Muslim, and African American students as being very frightened.
Recently during a discussion, his name came up. Unanimously, they said things like, I'm afraid that he's going to deport my family. I see the intensity that they say it in their eyes, to the point that I can see them almost wanting to cry.
I'm scared that I'm gonna lose friends that I became real close to, because it's gonna be really hard to say goodbye to them.
And he don't think about the families, broke families, separate families.
One of my other kids yelled out, "Oh, he doesn't like Mexicans." Even though they're 6 and 7-year-olds, they feel like something's wrong with them. Like, why would somebody want to send us back?
When our students listen to the tone and the words of Donald Trump, what they hear is fear instead of hope, division instead of diversity.
Get him out of here!
Being from Birmingham, we saw what we call the Trump effect of violence on African American at his rally. How did that make you feel? Because I know y'all saw it.
It discourages us as students. When you get the title of United States President, it means that you're gonna be there for all races.
What he said in the speech is the controversy, things he's promised to do, it would tear us apart as a people.
His slogan says, "Make America great again." I seriously sit there and think about it. In your mind, it's great putting us back into the way we were.
The Reconstruction,
yes.
During the time, the rise of the KKK. That's why the white supremacists love him. He may not support them, but they love him because of what he said.
You see what's on the tip of the iceberg, you don't see what's underneath it.
It's sad that he's got to this point, that our kids fear that all those strides that we've made in this country to bring people together, this one election could turn us back 50 years.
Grab him by the... I could do anything.
This was locker room talk.
The way that he kind of put it off as it's locker room talk, as if it's acceptable, it's disappointing.
And he was talking about, doing things to girls against their will.
If you're not careful and if kids are exposing themselves to a lot of negative media, then that's going to show out in their morality and their character. We have to set the right example as coaches.
I coach a lot of girls, and that's something that we try and talk to the girls about, that, respecting themselves and making sure that they don't feel that they're going to be disrespected.
Muslim students seem to be the ones most affected to the core of their identity. Incidents where other students said we should kill all the Muslims. But I think the most striking stories we had were of the Muslim students who stopped wearing Muslim clothing because they didn't want to be identified anymore.
They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some...
I think they absorb The fact that he says that Mexicans are lazy, that they're criminals, that they're rapists, I think that they eventually, if Donald Trump were to be elected, they would internalize that. I was like, oh, that's what's expected of me.
With the amount of invective he's unleashed into schools as a candidate, just imagine what he would do as president.
It's going to be in schools, and it's damaging, and it's going to have long-term damage. We're concerned.
Pledge allegiance states one nation under God, one nation. We are a nation of the United States, but the way it's going, we're going to divide.